What's up, YouTube? Derek420 for real here, and I got a fourth gen NU battle, I think it is, with MrTheZero from Aber's Asylum Zat, and I'm gonna lead off with a Mawile. He's gonna lead off with his Sand Slash, and I get the Intimidate off, and I'm gonna go for a stockpile because I know the Earthquake's gonna come, and raising my D and my special D, and I take the Earthquake, and it doesn't do that much damage, so I'm actually pretty impressed with it. So, I'm predicting he might have like taunt or something. I'm not sure if he can even get that. So I just baton pass, get the hell out of there, and I'm gonna go into Floatzel, which with the D plus, it's pretty good that I went into. I mean, he goes ahead and sets up Stealth Rocks, and I go for a bulk up, predicting him to switch honestly, and he goes for the Earthquake, and the Earthquake really isn't gonna do that much to me. And I go for a waterfall back, which should be enough to one hit KO this thing. And I was kind of worried it was carrying a sash, but apparently it's not. So his Sand Slash goes down, and my floats will take some Life Orb recoil. But I'm sitting nice right here, and he sends out a Licky Licky, and I figured a Waterfall would easily one hit, two hit KO that thing. So he goes for the Protect though. Stops my first Waterfall, but I proceed to Waterfall him again, and it does a fucking tremendous amount of damage. And I know that's an easy two hit KO, and he goes for the Power Whip, which does a lot, I guess, but not really thanks to that baton passed stockpile. So I go for a waterfall again, and that's gonna be enough to KO this thing. So that's two of his pokes down, and I'm still sitting at a full team, and I take him Life Orb recoil, and I don't want him to die just yet. So I'm gonna switch out on this Hitmonchan because I know the Mach Punch is coming, and I accidentally dropped the screen. My bad. So I go to my Gardevoir to resist the Mach Punch because it's obvious. And I don't want to over predict, so I'm going to go for the Focus Blast, predicting him to switch, which he did. And he goes into Entei. And I actually hit, and this is a Specs Gardevoir, so it's going to do a shitload of damage. And it brings him down almost to a quarter life left, and I'm going to switch out. Predicting him to go for, I'm not sure what, but I didn't want my Gardevoir to take whatever he's going to do. And he goes for the E-Speed, which isn't going to do enough to even make me worry about this Tauros. And he goes for another one, and I take it like a champ, of course. And I'm gonna go for the Earthquake to finish it off. And this is a Bandit Tauros, and it pretty much rapes shit in U tier. So there goes his Entei, and I'm sitting nice at 79 HP. And I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake. I didn't know I was outspeed him. I thought he was gonna go for the Mach Punch to KO me, but he didn't. And I one hit KO this Hitmonchan. Though he had a little bit of Life Orb recoil, but still. And I'm gonna go for the Earthquake again because I really didn't care about Tauros dying, honestly. And this does a great amount of damage. Actually, I'm surprised that it did that much damage. And he goes for the Crab Hammer, which is gonna kill me. Gets a useless crit, which really doesn't matter. And I send in my Pikachu thinking it's gonna outspeed, but I go for the sub and it doesn't outspeed. And he hits me with a Crab Hammer, and that's gonna fucking KO my Pikachu. So he was a useless fucking poke this game, but it's all good. So I go into my Scarf Magmortar to revenge kill this thing with a T-Bolt, of course, and down goes his Kingler. And I got a crit, which is useless anyway. But his Kingler goes down, and he sends out Electabuzz. And I was thinking Electabuzz had the same thing as Electivire, so I couldn't hit him with a T-Wave. So I go back into my Mawile just to see what he's going to do and let it die off. And he goes for the Thunderbolt. And that KOs me easily after Stealth Rock damage, and which is no big deal though. I just wanted to see what the hell he was gonna do. So I go back into Floatzel knowing I can outspeed him, and I live the Stealth Rock with 4 HP, and I go for the return because I figured that'd do the most damage. And I get him down probably like 20 HP, and I kill myself off with Life Orb, and he goes for the Thunderbolt, but there's no target. So now I go into my Magmortar to revenge kill it with Hidden Power Grass, and that was a great game. MrTheZero, I need your link so I can put it in the description. Great game. Comment, rate, subscribe.